What's up, people? I am back. Sorry, this is a fucking retake. My phone ran out of space. I am reviewing Split Second. This is a film. Couple of people have recommended me, including Steve Kenobi. He's recommended me a few movies now, and they've all been bangers. So this one specifically is really good. And Rucker Hauer as Harley Stone is just such a good character. And this movie all around, it's multiple genres. Like it's not just like because they're chasing a killer, and the thing is, I like how you don't know it's a creature until later. So it becomes a little bit like a creature feature, but it's also like a noir cop film. But you have a little bit of I wouldn't say apocalypse, but you know this part of London is heavily flooded, so I guess kind of a post apocalypse or like some kind of post event. I'll just say that. I don't necessarily say apocalypse, but you have that element. Then you have, yeah, like I said, the police plot where it's like them doing the investigation. It's just an all around great film, and the dynamic between him and Stone and Duncan. And Stone is such a simple character. His friend was killed. His friend Foster was killed by this killer, and they have like this psychic link between him and the killer, and you don't know what the killer is, and then you get the reveal it's this creature who I like the design. I actually really do dig the creature design. I think it works, and in that scene when they're down in the London underground in the sewer, I fucking love that scene. It just aesthetically works. So definitely an awesome one. I'm definitely going to be adding this one to my watch list. Like I'll be watching this one definitely often. And yeah, Rucker Hauer's just badass. It's just like the way, and I think he plays a great hardened cop. It almost makes me like I would not mind having more films with him as a cop if he had the chance. But yeah, great film. It's simple. Kim Cattrall's great in it. So yeah. Other than that, tomorrow I will be reviewing both. I'm doing finally both Underworld: Rise of the Lycans and Awakening. So I'll be doing that tomorrow. Maybe we'll do some if I'm in the mood, pending, because I'm probably gonna do, or at least try to do Rise of the Lycans in the morning. If not, I'll do it like kind of how I did this today, just back to back. But I'll try to do it in the morning. But we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna get started on the review here in a second. But yeah, cheers. So we get kind of like a quick little rundown. We're in London, England. It's set in 2008. After heavy flooding, London is it's basically flooded now. We meet Officer Harley Stone, who after his friend was killed a few years earlier, Foster, by a killer. The killings start again. Well, before then, we see he's a hardened cop after what ends up happening. And yeah, Rucker Hauer played this so perfect, man. The scene just beats up people. It's fucking funny. And like it does like just kind of start off like a normal this could easily, like, if you don't figure out the creature, this could just be your basic, not basic, but like this could be your like in a cop noir movie where they're investigating like a serial killer. And the fact that it's revealed to be this monster is actually very well done, how they revealed that. Like, don't get me wrong, I love me some monster movies where it's a creature from the jump, but I actually like that you don't know what it is. This could very easily just be some crazy motherfucker who just rips out hearts and eats them. So, so after, that happens to him, and what happens to his friend, he pretty much is a hardened cop. He gets admonished. Like, you even have that scene where you have like the police chief admonish him for being too over the top and like a hothead So he assigns him a partner named Duncan, who basically is there to watch him and basically tell him to control himself. And you have like the normal. They start bickering initially, and then they eventually get along. But then, yeah, they're investigating these murders, and yeah, and the blood effects are very well done. Like the scene where they do find the people with their hearts ripped out is fucking. It's very like 80s. Like 80s was something. Well, be right, this was 92, but still, like, 'cause I feel like in the early 90s, you still had a little bit of the leftover from the 80s. So, like, you still had that, like, gore was very well done back then, man. It was pretty much practical. So, you just, the way they did, like, the scene where you find them with their heart out, you even see a little bit of their rib cage. I thought that was pretty fucking well done. So, um, while this is going on, Foster's ex-wife, he was actually, this is where we get the reveal, he was having an affair with, this is Kim Cattrall's character, Michelle, who I actually think was pretty decent ad, and she, does her role very well, and it's Kim Cattrall, so 90s Kim Cattrall, I'm not gonna say no. So, she gets introduced, and then more murders kind of happen, and this is the scene, I actually really like this scene when he's with her, and then the creature. This is where pretty much the reveal it's a creature, and yeah, it attacks her and then kidnaps her. Like the movie's pacing is very well like done. It's not a long movie. It's pretty short. It's only an hour and a half, and it goes. They're investigating, and it does at times just play like a normal investigation film, and then they realize the link, and then and then I think Duncan and Stone's chemistry too works very well, and and them invent the scenes where they finally are like starting to Duncan is starting to like. He also hypothesizes why the killer's trying to make it personal with Stone, and this is where they have a little bit of that psychic link, and then Stone realizes Michelle gets kidnapped. And it was even cool to see Pete Postlewaite for a bit. He's not in it long, but to see him for a little bit was pretty cool. It's always cool to see him fucking Roland Tembo from Lost World. And Alien 3. I really liked him in Alien 3 also, so it's just a great actor all around, so. But yeah, so him and Duncan have to now try to save her, so they go to the London Underground. And this is kind of where we get our first look at the creature, and I dug the design. It's nothing great, but it's simple, and it works for this movie. And I really just like how simple it is. Like, it's simple, but it does have, like, a bunch of genres going on. But they didn't, like... I think, and it was understandable why we didn't get a lot of the creature. Like, don't get me wrong, I love to see monsters kill shit, but I'm fine if they don't show it too much. I think in this movie it works because it plays very much like a normal police investigation movie, and then it just revealed, oh, it's a fucking monster, it's a fucking demon. That's the only difference. It's not a normal human killer, but I like that. That was very awesome how they did it. And it was probably a smaller budget, so they probably couldn't have them. They probably didn't have the money too, also. But I think it worked. So, I kind of miss those days of Hollywood with Jaws. I mean, the shark in a way not working made for an awesome film. So it's like I kind of want to go back to those days where Hollywood maybe in a way puts itself in that kind of position where, you know what, maybe we don't give this movie a giant budget, but let's let the director come up with something. And Halloween was made on a super small budget. It's like kind of want to go back to those days. Anyway, like it's just, but this was all around a great film. But yeah, so they save her because the creature is pretty much because it desperately wants to kill Stone because it killed Foster. So it's like I really like how they tied the creature and Stone together, and it's like they wrote it as if the creature was a person. But they just, it's a monster instead of a human. It works, so. So, Stone, Duncan and another officer decide, we're going to go take the creature down. They go to its lair. We get the final battle. Dunk Stone manages to severely wound it to where it's able to get its heart out. It's a kind of like eye for an eye kind of deal, and he kills it. And they, kind of celebrate and walk off. And then you see the water bubble. It's almost as like, oh, there's more. And then the movie ends. And actually, another thing I should mention, I like the score. The score was very great, but I think the biggest thing, minus anything, is the aesthetic. Every time they're just in an alleyway, just a shot, you get like the shot of it, just the city just being flooded. Not overly flooded, but like just a little bit of the flood. Even like when they're in their fucking Jeep, they have to drive in like Jeeps. And like they're driving and they got the water. It just looked fucking good. I just like that aesthetic of it. Just the aesthetic. Rucker Hauer himself was just such a badass in it. It's just every time he was on screen, I fucking loved it. He's just being a badass, and you understand why he's so hardened because of what happened to his friend, and it's even more fucked up when you get the reveal that he had an affair with his friend's wife. So it's even more like, you know what? Yeah, I fucked up and had an affair with your wife, but I'm gonna write you this way. I'm gonna write what happened. I'm gonna fix what happened to you this way. So it, to make it like, at least I can do something for you, even if I fucked up and, hooked up with your wife. It's just like such a good story. And I think I'm happy it didn't get a sequel in a way just because I like that mystery. Because they pretty much show that there were potentially more creatures, but it probably didn't. I don't know if or maybe they didn't even plan for it to get a sequel. Maybe they just wanted that ending, and I kind of hope it's that. Honestly, I think it makes for a better ending. It's just like a what if were there more? Now we'll never know. I kind of like it like that. So overall, this is a great film. Thanks again, Steve, for recommending me this, and everyone else who recommended me this movie, because I'm definitely going to be adding this to the watch list now, where I'm going to be watching this pretty often. Just I love, in general, I like cop movies like that, where it's a man and his partner investigating stuff, and I just like that. It just happens to be a creature. It doesn't feel cheap. Even if it is probably a smaller budget, it just works. So I just like it. The music's good, the aesthetic's good, the performances are pretty good, and it doesn't drag or anything. I'm pretty captivated in the story. So yeah, definitely would give this a 9 out of 10. So yeah, but tomorrow I'm gonna be, like I said, Underworld, Awakening, and Rise of the Lycans. I'll try to do Rise of the Lycans in the morning. We'll see, but if not in the morning, I'll definitely do it tomorrow, like how I did today, just back to back. But yeah, guys, I am gonna end it. Talk to y'all tomorrow, but cheers one more time. But yeah, but thanks again for the people who recommended me this movie, because this movie is awesome. So, but usual. But yeah, guys, I'll talk to y'all tomorrow. Fuck Warner Brothers. Fuck Disney. Fuck Biden administration. Peace.